Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the May 8th, 2018 Board of Commissioners meeting. And this morning, we're privileged to have Pastor Matt Smith from the Marietta Seventh-day Adventist Church lead us in the invocation, and then Firefighter Ben Adams from Station 14 lead us in the pledge. So those are willing and able, please stand.
Give us power and authority for decisions that affect our country and this county. And we know where all power and authority comes from. Jesus said it in the Great Commission, that all authority and power comes from him. It's been given to him. And so God, this morning as we make decisions, as we take actions to make Cobb County the best place to live and work, may we do things here that the county looks and says, God was honored here. I pray for each commissioner, for all those that are attending, and I pray for their families that you'll protect them and bless this county. God, we love you, and we can't wait to see you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Would you join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both for starting out this meeting. Thank you, Pastor. Okay, this morning, we have a couple presentations. I'd like to start with Commissioner Cupid first.
Good morning. This morning I have the opportunity to recognize two young men who are from District 4 who will be representing us on the national stage. If I can have Bradley Chubb and Justin Jones join me up here, along with Enrico and your supporters. Family too, you're welcome. This will be taped on our Channel 23 and also online, so you can have this for your keepsake. I learned quite recently that we have two tremendous accomplishments hailing from District 4. To my left, and their size is of significance in this presentation. They will be representing Cobb County on the national stage by going to the NFL. And in fact, they will be leaving, I believe, this week to go to training to the NFL. I have Bradley Chubb, who is a District 4 resident. He attended Hillgrove High School and played collegiate football for North Carolina State University and was the 5th overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft to the Denver Broncos. That is awesome. That's just awesome. Justin Jones is also with me. He's a District 4 resident. He attended South Cobb High School and played collegiate football for North Carolina State University as well, and was picked in the 2018 NFL Draft and will be going to the LA Chargers. Can we give him a round of applause? I love when great news happens, and it takes place because of the partnership that we have with our community. And I learned about this through a board appointee to Keep Cobb Beautiful. And Enrico, if you can tell us a little bit about how you came to know these two young men so we can honor them today.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, honorable commissioners. Well, I got a chance to meet these guys through Mike Butler. Mike Butler has been, Mike Butler, you got to give him some praise. He's been working with not just these two kids, but he's been working with many other kids from athletics in our community for over 20 years now. So Mike has developed a program which is, champion performance. And these kids are, they work hard at everything they do, not just in regards to sports, but the process of building great men. And so by my introduction to Mike, I had my son in the program. So in having my son in there and seeing how his passion was in developing these kids was important to me, and we created a great bond and also a partnership. So what we're doing with the program, not only are we working to develop, strength and conditioning, but we also are working to develop leaders that's not only on the field, but also off the field. We think that the sports and athletics plays a tremendous parts of developing young men and women. And Mike has developed a program, and we have partnered to tie things together in regards to helping develop guys like this. And like I said, with Bradley and with Justin, you can see within not just in the home, but also the parents have thought enough to actually extend them to someone like Mike, so which it makes an extension, where it's a complete partnership in the overall development of these young men. So it has been an honor to just be around them these last couple of weeks and seeing them go through the process and watching it. And it brings chills every time you get a chance to actually go online and you see their faces or watch them on the combine, even old tapes, to see that what they're doing now on that level is started right there in Powder Springs, or in Austell first, and then now to Powder Springs. And this is what we have here in our county, which I think we all should be grateful and thankful that we do have this kind of talent that's being produced, and these type of people working together to produce this talent in our county.
Wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate that. Those were excellent words, and I would love to end there. But as a mom, I really want to take opportunity to recognize the parents of these athletes, because some tremendous seeds were sown to get them to this point. I'm sure there were many days, weekends missed where you were spending your time getting your kids to practices, to games, and also not just ensuring that they're out there on the field, but doing what it takes off of the field and at home to make sure that they got to this level. So that to the parents who put in that work so we can watch them work on the big screen, we thank you, and know that your work does not go unnoticed. With that, why don't we take opportunity? We'll take a picture. Yep. Yeah, why don't I get in the middle here? All this hype. But yes, why don't you two come in the middle? I'll have you hold this for the picture, and then we'll. Moms, why don't you get next to your children? Family members, why don't you? We'll take one with your family, Enrico. Why don't you come in the picture? You want to come in the picture? Any commissioners, would you like to come down for this magic moment? Come join us. Oh, yes, that's right. How could I forget? Come on down, Joanne. You're going to be smack dab in the middle. It's all good.
Congratulations. Oh, you're very proud of them.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you for what you're doing, your program. Thank you. Thanks for coming out
Thank you,
today.
Coach.
Congratulations. If I can do anything here to help, let me know. Appreciate you. And I'll return these to you. Yep. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you.
No, we're going to do it. Now, Commissioner Weatherford's going to do his presentation.
Today we're honored to present a proclamation in honor of Boyd McEwen. And Mr. Riddle, you want to come up and accept on their behalf? We're expecting his wife, Sybil, but we're not sure what happened. So I want to go ahead and read the proclamation and let everybody know what a great man he was. Unfortunately, he passed away within the past month and will be sorely missed. Whereas at 18, Boyd McEwen joined the U.S. Army Air Forces in 1943 during the height of World War II. He became a member of the Army Band, serving throughout France, including Normandy, the French Riviera, and Marseilles. And during his time in the military, he performed with Bob Hope and other United Service organizations to entertain the troops stationed in Europe. He also played for General Dwight D. Eisenhower and liberated American prisoners of war. He left the Army in '46, and he then began to lead the Marietta High School band program from 1954 to 1969. His ensembles reached the highest possible distinctions at the Georgia Music Education Association music festivals and numerous other defining events. The band was recognized as one of the best, and after his retirement, McEwen served as executive secretary for the Georgia Music Educators Association. In 2012, he was presented the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Music Education Association. And in 2017, Marietta High School officially named its band room in his honor, witnessed by a packed house of former students, family members, and other guests. Now, we, the Board of Commissioners, do hereby sincerely thank Boyd McEwen, Music Man, for his decades of service to the community and his tireless work in music education, bettering the lives of youth through Marietta in Georgia. 8th day of May, 2018. Truly a great man that will be missed and has left a legacy that all will remember, and we appreciate all he does. And Mr. Riddle, if you would take this in behalf of the Board of Commissioners, it's an honor to present that to them and the family.
Thank you, Pack, for accepting that on behalf of Ms. McEwen. Okay, thanks, Commissioner. Now we have public hearing. Tab 2, I believe Ms. Sharon Stanley, our Director of IS, will be starting that public hearing for us.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, County Manager. This item I have this morning is a joint item from Community Development and Information Services. We request the Board of Commissioners conduct a public hearing for employment of professional services for the planning, design, development, and implementation of a business license and occupation tax system. Professional services for this project are expected to exceed $100,000. Notice of public hearing for this project was advertised in the Marietta Daily Journal on April 20th, April 27th, and May 4th, 2018. At this time, we request you hold the public hearing as advertised. This request is for the public hearing only. Once a vendor has been selected via the RFP process, an agenda item will be brought back before the Board of Commissioners.
Okay, thank you. Just again, the ground rules. There are no limit to the number of speakers, and each speaker will have 3 minutes to present their position. So that I now declare this public hearing open on the employment of consultant services for the planning, design, development, and implementation of a business license and occupation tax system. Would anybody here like to comment on that proposal? Would anyone like to comment on that proposal? Seeing none, I now declare this public hearing to a close.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Sharon. All right, on to public comment now. Ms. Dance?
You have 2 speakers. The first is Bill Edwards, if you'd come forward.
Okay, and just remind everybody you have 5 minutes each. Is it?
So again, my name is Bill Edwards. Appreciate you guys listening to me just for a few minutes. I've been a resident of Cobb County since '75. So I'm up here to address the issue of a railroad crossing on Piedmont Road that runs toward the now newly developed Town Center Mall. So I've been putting up with this for, since that time, and then watched it develop into a 4-lane highway. And so the issue is the way it was designed or executed or whatever, it contorts or it twists your car when you cross the railroad track. So I brought a model so you can understand what's going on. So here we have a railroad crossing, and it's at approximately about 32 degrees angle. So let's leave it like it is, but here's the road. You come down this road and down this way, and as it happens, you can see what's going on is your tire one part of your car tire, front or left, hits the downward slope, and then the next one hits it and it rakes your car, twists your car, and eventually the car gets out of alignment or you blow a tire or whatever. So it's designed like this. Can everybody see that? So my point is, within your proposal, redo it like this. And I say, what's necessary is take 30 feet of dirt right here, so the road would work like this, and leave the railroad crossing at the same angle, but just give me a flat plane here, about 30 feet on each side. It won't solve the big trucks, but that's how you do it, in my opinion. So now when my car comes down the hill, both wheels hit the bottom at the same time. Now my car is flat when it crosses the railroad track. And then when I go back up the hill, I'm good to go. Or if I'm coming this direction toward Town Center Mall, I come down this way, and all you do is see this little red area here? You just take away some more dirt and do it like this. Over here, you see this little red area right here? Take away some more dirt, and it makes it like this. So now when my car is going 45 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, but there, it goes between 35 to 55 miles an hour crossing this railroad track. It doesn't knock my front end out of alignment or potentially bust a car, tire, what have you. Rack and pinions and all that front end stuff that's going on. So that's the real issue. And my profession is IT professional based on root cause analysis. So there you go. So y'all can have this model. I would prefer that you have this model, and then maybe you can, within your $99,000 or whoever's going to do the design that you've already done, take up some dirt on both sides so our cars can go over it smoothly, and then make it a flat plane about 30 feet on each side of the railroad track. Make sense?
Okay.
Any questions?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the props, too.
Thanks, Bill.
Oh, good.
The second speaker is Larry Gore. If you come forward, please.
Morning. Thanks for hearing me again. I know you all have copies of this in front of you. Commissioners, please accept my oral comments as well as my annotated notes for this, the fifth follow-on of my grievance filed with you on 10/10/2017. I actually think it's 6, but I lose count these days. I've read your policy statement on subdivision development, section 100.05.01, purpose and intent to provide maximum livability and quality of life within a neighborhood. It's a broad statement, and I'm sure you'll live up to it. 204, year 204, Covenant Place, an overlay conservation subdivision is established by Z104. All things referenced on the final plat are a part of the final plat. When conflicts arise between the drawing and annotated data is controlling. 2005, development begins. 2006, construction begins. 2007, covenants and bylaws approved by Cobb County. Unit 3, formerly the Cove, is annexed by consent of joiner. 2014, HOA transferred to homeowners. Bruce Gore, the declarant, emphasizes in first meeting, Unit 3 not a part of us. He will retain architectural control, and the HOA needs to cut trees off the dam immediately. Jim Spearman, Chris Grimes, and Lindsay O'Brien are elected officers. Doug Perotti, appointed president after Jim moves. Doug hires Mike Law of Acadia to cut 6 trees off the dam for $1,700. 2016, Bob McPeak is elected president of HOA, and Unit 3 begins paying dues after 9 years. All-in-One Management Company proposes charging Unit 3 4 years back pay, but the board overrules that. 2018, the board informs us we have an attorney The association has not voted to hire an association attorney. It's pretty important. The board also threatens to start imposing liens on lot owners. Last year and every year, 8 or more lot owners have paid no dues. To my knowledge, no liens on any lot owners have ever been imposed, including President Bob McPeak, who is a longtime 2009 resident of Unit 3. Today, I request Cobb County, it's been 11 years, to revoke all bonds associated with Covenant Place, except title transfer of all open space common property and complete our development. I have requested the total dollar value of outstanding bonds and one additional meeting with Lisa, Lee McLeod, Bill Higgins, and Kathy Pickett. Lisa, I believe you had asked me for that in our last meeting, and I concur we need to do that. Lee informs me that if HOA pays to repair the dam to the county requirements, the bond would be released. If Covenant Place Partners LLP has been dissolved, who would get the bond money? And to belabor the point, isn't the person, business, charity, or government entity who receives the bond money the person, business, charity, or government entity responsible and liable to complete the dam and all the amenities at Covenant Place? Thank you for hearing me. I think this will be my last time, but I do want to have that meeting. Lisa, if you can work it.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you.
Okay, we're going to go on the consent agenda now, the next tab, and a couple admin notes. Item number 6 is being withdrawn. I'll let you, we'll scroll through this, and then when we get to the next one. So number 6 on this screen here, that's going to be withdrawn or pulled. Number 16, there were 3 quotes provided for this agenda item, and there was just a misspelling on one of the names. Drone nerds. And I'm not going to go any farther than that. I'll just the land hobby is that. So there were three quotes listed on this consent item. We just want to make sure we get the spelling correct for the three groups that submitted a bid. Okay, with that, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda item as revised and authorize the execution of necessary documents by the appropriate county personnel. Have a second? Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0. Thank you. All right, going to the regular agenda items now. Start with transportation. And
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Erica.
Department of Transportation has 9 items for consideration this morning. The first item we would like you to consider is to approve a contract with Accelera Construction LLC for drainage system repairs on Piedmont Road, project number X2240. Drainage system improvements is an approved component in the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. The railroad crossing, located just east of Canton Highway, has become rough, resulting in damage to some vehicles and numerous citizens' complaints. It's been determined that drainage issues have caused deterioration of the rail supports, resulting in a rough section of roadway at the crossing. The area was recently backfilled with asphalt to temporarily mitigate the roughness. The low quote received from Accelera Construction LLC was reviewed and found to be reasonable and responsive, and the completion date for the project is June 29th, 2018. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Accelera Construction LLC in an amount not to exceed $99,000 for drainage system repairs on Piedmont Road.
Commissioner Burrow.
Thanks, Erica. We just had a public comment from Mr. Edwards regarding this issue, and I travel that way pretty much every day as well. So, with the drainage and the replacement of the railroad tracks
Yes,
at
ma'am.
this location, is that gonna address the issue of the,
It's still in a low area, without doing some major work out there and spending a good bit more money. We can't address what he's talking about. We can feather it out and make it a little better, but it may not completely fix his request to dig out the road and pull it back further. But we'll feather it out and make it better than it is today.
so do we have plans with the drainage project and replacing the railroad tracks to add more dirt to build it up, to make it more level?
No. So right now, what it'll be, they'll add dirt on the shoulders to make the sidewalk connections, and then they'll level up the existing roadway with asphalt. The profile of the railroad tracks isn't changing. It may change about an inch. Once they dig that out, they'll put the new GAB base back under there and then put the concrete and the rails in. So the rails may change an inch or so where they're at now, but they're trying to hold that. The more, if you start raising that profile, you start, having to pull back the railroad also and do additional work on the lines. So we need to keep the grades similar. So they're trying to hold that profile as close as they can, so we're not changing the railroad's profile or the road's profile. And then they'll level up with asphalt and feather back down. So our work area is about 50 foot on either direction of the existing crossing. So there will be asphalt and leveling, and it will pick it up some.
Okay. So, do we already have a design from the contractor
Yes,
of
ma'am,
what
we have
the
the
work, the
design.
scope of
We
the
did a
work?
design in-house, and then Accelera they went out in the field and gave us a quote along with 2 other firms. Or these were the low prices, and Accelera was the low bid on that.
Okay,
And we
and,
met with a railroad out there.
right, and we're contracting, the next item is the contract with the railroad to cover
Yes,
the
ma'am.
cost of replacing the railroad tracks, but we're doing the drainage
So
portion.
we're paying. So the railroad was gonna put back exactly what was out there. So that's putting back the rubber material that's under the tracks, which they did that back in, this was completed, the last project out here was in the 85 splice, so work was completed in 88. So
That's a long time.
it's been about 30 years. If we go back,
Yeah.
if we upgrade to the concrete, we're paying a little bit more to have them do that, and that'll give us a longer lifespan on this project. And it'll keep, with the drainage improvements we're doing, it's gonna catch that water. We're gonna pipe it under the road, so it's not gonna puddle in the tracks in that low area.
Okay. Is there any way the contractor can look at,
Yes, definitely.
the improvements that he was talking,
We can
Mr.
do that.
Edwards was talking about, and see if
ma'am.
there's a way to incorporate that? And, I mean, I'm not an engineer, but if
No, we
if
can
it
look
makes
at it.
sense.
When we get in the field, we can look at it. Because that's part of what our contractor will be doing is all the asphalt work out there. So we'll make sure it's as
Okay.
good as we can.
And I
get
know
it.
you have talked with him and also
Yes, ma'am.
a
Mr. Hudgens.
contractor. has as well.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Can I just say something? It seems to me that this is, when they did this road in the railroad track, that there was a design error somewhere in there to create this offset that he's talking about. So to me, the intent of the SPLOST project is to fix this problem, okay, across the board. So are we gonna fix this problem across the board with what we're doing here?
This fixes the drainage issue. So this will fix the drainage and put in the sidewalk gaps that we have out there. So this will keep the water from getting in there and deteriorating the crossing. So right now, the water's getting under the crossing, and as cars cross over, it's just damaging it. They bump it, and
Right,
it's just
right.
eating it up.
Yeah, I've been through there several times. Sometimes I'm even doing the speed limit. But it says the project number is X 2240. I thought X meant it's a SPLOST project.
It is. So it's a drainage
is.
project.
Yeah,
we're-
so what I'm saying is that to fix this project, this problem that was created 30 years ago, is what we're gonna do, fix that problem. If
What-
not, I think the SPLOST allows us, SPLOST allows us to address that and pay for it, even though the estimate might have been one thing. When we went back in and did the plan and design, we found out it was gonna cost us more. Well, so be it. But we're not modifying the project, we're just paying for what it costs to fix what Mr. Edwards was talking about. So when we're done with this project, is Mr. Edwards gonna be happy?
No.
So why don't
He'll
we?
he'll be more happy because it won't be as rough, but it will not be what he is completely asking for.
So how much more would it cost us to fix what he wants to have done?
It's probably, I couldn't answer that
Okay,
question.
all right, so that's
I
an
can
honest
find
answer.
that
I
out.
appreciate that.
But we are going to consider that and
We
look
will.
at
We'll
what
look
that
at
would
that.
be.
Well,
Yes,
what,
ma'am.
yeah, I'm just saying is that we can do a supplemental, all
We
right?
could.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. But you get my point. I think
Yes,
we
sir.
need to fix this problem. It's very clear, and I love the prop. We'll put it in the Cobb County Prop Hall of Fame. But I just want to make sure he's got great points.
He does.
And clearly, we had somewhere back 30 years ago, we did something that we need to fix, and we can do that under SPLOST.
One other comment.
Yes, ma'am.
The agenda item we're on now is for the drainage that is SPLOST related. But the next item for replacing, I thought the railroad was responsible for replacing the,
They're
panel
gonna
or
replace
tracks.
it. We agreed to pay for the upgrade from the rubber to the concrete.
okay.
So we would get a longer life out of it and not have to come back out in the next 30 years to replace it again.
And that will address the drainage too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, I think what I'd like to see is to see if we could incorporate fixing it completely
We will. We can.
and see what the cost is and see if the railroad will share in that cost if, we go over well, we can't go over this. I guess the drainage issue is a whole bucket, so it's not a set amount like a designated project would be. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'd like to see if we
We'll
can
get you some
incorporate all
information.
that in the cost and then, so does this need to come back or?
No, we can come back with a supplemental. Yeah, we just
Okay.
we passed this one.
Yes.
And then as we go back and we look at, based on your guidance and what we heard from the public, we'll come back with a supplemental and then discuss that.
Okay, motion to approve
Okay. We have a second? Any
after all
discussion?
that.
Call the question? Passes 5-0.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. So, our second item is to approve the construction agreement with the Georgia Northeastern Railroad Company for Piedmont Road drainage. Georgia Northwestern Railroad is scheduled to replace the crossing in June 2018. Actually, it'll be June 8th, and unless there's rain, they may have to push it back, but it should be June 8th, 2018, shortly after the end of the current school year. And once replacement of the crossing has been completed, the department will install the curb and gutter and drainage structures to prevent future drainage issues and will repair the surrounding roadway and sidewalks. The project will require construction coordination with GNR as well as as all of the project exists within the GNR right-of-way. Therefore, construction agreement with GNR will be required. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve a construction agreement with Georgia Northeastern Railroad Company, LLC, for a construction of Piedmont Road drainage.
Commissioner Burrow again.
Yeah, Motion to approve and
Go ahead.
to get all this work incorporated and quoted, will we be able to still start by June 8th?
We
do you
should,
think?
Lygia, Commissioner Burl, Commissioner Cupid's district engineer actually did the design in-house for us. So it should be a little quicker turnaround for us to look at this and
Okay.
get some answers pretty
But
quick on
we're
that.
not automatically saying we're gonna do it. We need to know how much
Well,
it's
that's
gonna
what
cost.
I'm
Right, but it's gonna have to come back,
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, so even though we're gonna start,
Right,
we're
no,
not making the assumption that we're just spending whatever it
That's
costs.
correct, because we can still come back in a couple of weeks if you want.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
we still have another meeting this month before the June 8th start date.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got
22nd.
time, sure, yeah.
Okay, motion to approve.
Okay, we have a second. All right, any further discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am, thank you. Our next item is to approve a change order number 1 final to the contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc. for drainage system repairs on Rustic Drive. Drainage system repairs or improvements are an approved component in the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. Construction of the project is complete, and change order number 1 final to the current contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $20,334.60 is requested due to variations between the original and final plan quantities. We would request that the Board of Commissioners approve change order number 1 final to the contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc., a savings to the project in the amount of $20,334.60 for drainage system improvements on Rustic Drive.
Commissioner Cupid,
So moved.
second, we have a second. Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Our next item is to request approval of change order number 1 final to the contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc. for Heritage Court sidewalks. Sidewalks is an approved component in the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvement Program. Construction of the project is complete, and change order number 1 final to the contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $2,636.40 is requested due to variations between the original and final plan quantities. We would request that the Board of Commissioners approve change order number 1 final to the contract with Chatfield Contracting, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $2,636.40 for Heritage Court sidewalks.
Commissioner Ott,
Motion to approve.
Second.
have a second. Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item this morning is to request approval for project number X2764-TO number 02 to the 2016 Master Task Order contract with Kimley Horn and Associates for engineering design of Hillcrest Drive sidewalks. Sidewalks are an approved component of the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvement Program. We would request that the Board of Commissioners approve project number X2764-TO number 02 to the 2016 Master Task Order contract with Kimley Horn and Associates, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $164,100 for engineering design of Hillcrest Drive sidewalks.
Commissioner Cupid,
So moved.
Second.
second. Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to request approval of a memorandum of agreement with the Federal Highway Administration Eastern Federal Lands Highway Division for Kennesaw Mountain pedestrian improvements, project number X2404. Kennesaw Mountain pedestrian improvements, also known as Cheatham Hill Multi-Use Trail, is an approved thoroughfare and mobility improvement project in the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvement Program. This is a joint project with the City of Marietta. Project objective is to improve the trail network in the Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park area to provide access for non-motorized modes of transportation to, from, and within the park from local residents and visitors. The result will be a well-connected trail system through the City of Marietta, Cobb County, and the park, continuing the existing multi-use trail systems already in place within the county and the city. We would request that the Board of Commissioners approve a memorandum of agreement with the Federal Highway Administration Eastern Land Highway Division for Kennesaw Mountain pedestrian improvements.
Commissioner Weatherford,
Thank you. Do we have a guesstimate when this will be done? Or anything?
It's,
Did I miss that? I'm sorry.
no, I don't think we said it. It's 2022, I think. 2021.
A couple, 3-year project?
Yes, sir.
Basically, okay. Motion to approve as presented. Thank you.
Second.
with a second. Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Our next item is to request approval for change order number 1 final to the contract with Gresham Smith and Partners for engineering design and directional signage for the SunTrust Park Complex. The project consisted of designing roadway shoulder-mounted and overhead directional guide signs along I-285, I-75, and surrounding county roadways to direct patrons to parking facilities at the SunTrust Park complex. This included signage for the exit patterns to and from I-285 and I-75. Additionally, the scope included Georgia Department of Transportation required sign inspections and report for existing sign structures to be used for these signs, which were anticipated to be placed at approximately 10 locations along the interstates and state routes. The project for design of directional signage is complete, and change order number 1 final to the contract with Gresham Smith and Partners, a savings to the project in the amount of $36,342.14 is requested due to variations between the original and final services required. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve change order number 1 final to the contract with Gresham Smith and Partners, a savings to the project in the amount of $36,342.14 for engineering design and directional signage of the SunTrust Park complex.
Commissioner Ott.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question. Passes 5-0.
Thank you. Our next item is to request approval for change order number 1 final to the contract with Brooksbury, Haney and Associates, Inc. for Cumberland area traffic cameras and dynamic message sign deployment. Cumberland area traffic cameras and dynamic message signs deployment is an approved project in the traffic plan, traffic management, traffic signal timing, and planning component of the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvement Program, and is designated as state PI number 0015205. This project was implemented in 3 different phases. Deployment of the message boards is complete, and change order number 1 final to the contract with Brooksbury, Haney and Associates, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $380,921.20 is requested due to variations between the original and final quantities, which also included a time extension through March 13th of 2018. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve change order number 1 final to the contract with Brooksbury, Haney and Associates, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $380,921.20 for Cumberland area traffic cameras and dynamic message signs.
Commissioner Ott.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Go a second.
Just a quick comment.
Sure.
In your
Yes, ma'am.
presentation, you provided extension through March 13th. I think you meant 31st.
Did I say that thing? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I transposed it.
Yep.
Good catch.
No.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
I'd just like to say, nice savings.
I do want to say that it took me, I'm concerned about the amount of time it's taking me to get to 75 after a game there. It took me 6 minutes to get from my parking spot to 75 with a 4-minute stop at a red light. So could you work on that for me?
Yeah, we'll look at it, try to reduce that for
I
you.
appreciate that.
Fix the railroad tracks.
Call the question. Passes 5-0.
And our last item today is request for approval for change order number 3 final to the contract with Adaptive Microsystems LLC for Cumberland area traffic cameras and dynamic message signs. The Cumberland area traffic cameras and dynamic message signs is an approved project in the traffic management, traffic signals, and planning component of the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program, and is designated as state PI number 0015204. Procurement of the message boards is complete, and change order number 3 final to the contract with Adaptive Microsystems, Inc. A savings to the project in the amount of $18,082.67 is requested due to variations between the original and final project procured. We would request that the Board of Commissioners approve change order number 3 final to the contract with Adaptive Microsystems LLC, a savings to the project in the amount of $18,082.67 for Cumberland area traffic cameras on dynamic message signs.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And just one quick comment. I mean, these last 3 agenda items, very similar to what happened during the Olympics. All those signs that you now see in the interstates that, give directional information or if there's an accident and all that. These signs are used just the same way. They're not just for baseball.
No, sir.
And they're used every day to kind of help motorists know what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Now we have next tab is support service agenda agency. We have the property management has an agenda item.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, County Manager. Property management has one item. It's to approve a contract with ThyssenKrupp Elevator Company for the elevator modifications for the Superior Court 4-4 build-out inmate access. Superior Court 4-4 build-out is an eligible project program under the 2016 SPLOST program. Funding is available in the 2016 SPLOST project budget. The Board of Commissioners approve a contract with ThyssenKrupp Elevator Company in an amount not to exceed $97,289.50 for elevator modifications for the Superior Court 4-4 build-out located at 70 Haynes Street, Marietta, a 2016 SPLOST project. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Commissioner Burrow.
Motion to approve.
So is this the elevator we're going to use for the new furniture for the retired judges?
No, sir, this will be just for inmate access only.
Call a question. Passes 5-0. Thanks, Scott. I believe we have no public comment. More further comment? Is it correct? Oh, we have one more. Monica, good morning. Yeah, you can come up. You don't need to sign in. We all know who you are. Yeah, come on in. There you go. It's all yours. Always great to have you, Monica.
Give me just a second. I'm sorry.
I want to commend you on the presentation by Wells Fargo this weekend, all the work you did for that. It was a really great turnout. So I want to thank you for your help in that.
Okay, that was one meeting. We have another one tomorrow.
I know.
Okay.
Well, we're getting the word out for you.
You getting the word out? Okay.
We appreciate all the help
Thank
you're doing
you.
for your community.
Thank you for that. Well, good morning. My name is Monica Delancey. I live in the Riverside community in Austell, Georgia. I'm here to say a couple of things. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week, so make sure you thank all the teachers, the principals, secretaries, custodians, bus drivers, parapros, and of course the parents, because the parents are teachers as well. If you don't know, teachers today get a free chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, so I'm putting it out there just in case. So they use their badge to go get it. And then tomorrow night is the Renters Town Hall Community Meeting. We invited 15 apartment complexes, residents to come to the meeting. Commissioner Lisa Cupid is on the agenda. Major Hamilton, Cobb County Police Department is on the agenda. Wells Fargo, home ownership grant presentation, and also Cobb Legal Aid will be there as well. So that's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the South Cobb Recreation Center, 875 Riverside Parkway, Austell, Georgia. May 24, Pebblebrook High School will have their graduation. 515 seniors will graduate from Pebblebrook High School, enter into the community as citizens. The journey of a single parent to help their child reach their high school goal is a journey indeed. At the same time, doing the best that I could to stabilize a nurturing environment in a challenging community. I had to navigate, I had to delegate, collaborate, motivate, facilitate, advocate, at times dictate, and yes, at the same time, help my daughter communicate, coordinate, calculate, punctuate, participate, appreciate, celebrate, and on May 24th, my daughter, Breonna Perkins, will graduate. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Monica, and congratulations. I know you're very proud of her, and thank you for all you do for her and for our community. Thank you very much. Okay, we have appointments. Commissioner Burrow.
Yes. Thank you. I would like to appoint Ronna Woodruff to the Keep Cobb Beautiful Board, and she will be replacing Vic Knight. I'd like to thank Vic for his many, many, many years of service to Keep Cobb Beautiful and his participation, and welcome Ronna to the board. And this will be effective at the July meeting.
Okay. Well, she's going to join a terrific board. Keep Cobb Beautiful does magnificent things for the county.
They do.
So with that, we'll have commissioner comments. I'll start with Commissioner Cupid today.
Thank you. And for our public comment speaker, it was refreshing to hear you talk about your daughter's graduation. And I've seen your daughter grow up to be the age of my oldest child to where she is today. And there's sometimes a little attention or energy put towards high school graduation. It's just presumed that that's what's going to happen. And the reality is a lot of work goes into raising our children. And even though it may just seem as it's just a natural step to the next phase in life, the sacrifice that it takes to get children to that point is tremendous. And even being married, knowing the level of commitment and energy that it takes is tremendous. And you have more than one child, and I can only imagine what it's like for you to have brought your daughter to where she is today, all raising another child and raising a community at the same time. So thank you for taking time to come here today and speak to us and to let us share in that moment with your daughter. And I commend you for it, Monica. Thank you. Okay. Now I have to use my allergy napkin for some tears. And my pollen, boy, I tell you, month of May. Okay, we have some fun activities coming up. This Saturday at the Mabel House, KISS 104.1 will be hosting a flashback festival series, and Atlantic Star, SOS Band, and Angela Winbush will be performing at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available. You can get them through Ticketmaster or the amphitheater box office. Just wanted to alert residents also that early voting has already begun and that it will be coming closer to the district in South Cobb, particularly at the community center off of Lions Club Drive. Polls will open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. May 14th through 18th. Poll locations will be available in East Cobb, the Government Center, Boots Ward Recreation Center, and North Star Church, as well in Kennesaw. And as always, the General Elections Office will be open, and that office will be open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I will be concluding my State of the District series come May 15th, and it will be held at Ron Anderson Recreation Center at 7 p.m. And look forward to you joining us to hear about some great things that are going on in the district. In continuation of the workshops that are going on with respect to housing, our neighboring city councilmen will be hosting a housing financial resource event, and this will be held by Reggie Copeland on Thursday, May 10th, just in a couple of days at 6:30 p.m. And this will be held at Union Chapel Methodist Church. And no RSVP is required. You can just feel free to go ahead and attend. Would like to thank the West Cobb Business Association. They will be hosting a West Cobb Community Fun Fest, which will take place also this Saturday, May 12th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Wild Horse Creek Park, and that is off of Macedonia Road in Powder Springs. There'll be everything there for the family and kids fun zone, face painting, music, photo booth, etc. And it's one thing when you talk about business and how Cobb County is a business strong community, but it's great when you see business coming out and supporting the community. So again, want to thank the Business Association for hosting that event. There are other fine events going on in the district. Just encourage you to sign up for our newsletter at cobbcounty.com/Cupid. And also, lastly, for all the mothers out there, This is graduation season, but it's also a season to recognize your labor of love every day. And on behalf of my office, just want to thank you and wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rutherford.
Thank you. I have a few announcements. Mine are going to be video in nature. So the first one is I'd like to thank the Girl Scout Troop 16917. As you see here, they created a Brownie Bot free community library at the Big Shanty Art Station, and I had the honor to be there and do the ribbon cutting.
How about that?
They designed this and came up with an idea that take a book, leave a book. Did meet with staff to make sure that the bot is a little more waterproof, because it will be outside, but we're working on that. But it's a great job, very, very great. They worked hard on that. So we're going to have them in our next meeting and recognize them, and they're going to lead their pledge. That's the goal, to do that. So congratulations to them. Then it's sad for me to, very sad for me to put this one up. We participated in a dragon boat race. There's not really much to say there. That was after I'm wondering. I was actually thinking, why am I here? Well, we did better when we didn't row, to be honest with you. Good news is we came in fourth. The bad news is there were only 4 teams. So no one drowned. It was close. It was very close at one time. Very close. The chairman has no rhythm. We know that. And Dr. McMorris has a problem with her paddle. She kept paddling me. I don't know exactly what was going on. But it was a lot of fun for Loving Arm Cancer Research. Great time. And next year we're just going to donate money. And,
Chief Heaton looks like he's thinking about jumping over.
well, both of us was kind of wondering what did we get into right here. So it was great. All right, and then the third thing is this Thursday we have the North Cobb Senior Center ribbon cutting at 1:30. Newly renovated. It's a long time coming, so we're very pleased for that. And then I also like to put up what Commissioner Cupid mentioned, but give a few more details. This is also the West Cobb Community Fan Fest, but it's sponsored by the Cobb Police Athletic League and Cobb Chaplains Program as well. So the proceeds go to that. I'm saying sponsor it. The donations go to that. And our own community affairs officer, Sergeant J.J. Hicks, and Powder Springs officer Arndt help coordinate all this. So as Commissioner Cupid said, it's going to be a fun time at Wild Horse Park, and the proceeds go to a great cause. So try to make that if you can. And lastly, I want to say congratulations to 3 of Cobb's finest. First of all, our library director, Helen Poyer, was selected to represent the state in Washington, D.C. as a member of the Georgia Public Library Services delegation. Quite an honor. So we're very proud to have her represent Cobb County on the state and now the national level. Our public safety director, i.e. my rowing partner, Sam Heaton, has been chosen by Governor Deal to serve on the Georgia Board of Public Safety. Another great honor for one of our own. And lastly, Police Chief Mike Redster has been selected to serve on the Georgia Peace Officer Standard and Training Council and the State Judicial Qualification Board. So I think it's an honor to have these 3 great employees, and they're being recognized for their qualifications and their service and their abilities. So we're proud of them. So thank you, sir. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Rutherford. Commissioner Burrow.
Okay. Yeah, start the clock because I got a lot. We didn't run it for anybody else, but that's okay. My first congratulations is to Life University men's rugby team. The Running Eagles men's rugby team completed an undefeated 17-0 2018 season, and this is Life's 3rd USA Rugby National Championship in the last 6 years. So congratulations to Life University. Also, a big congratulations to Mr. Bobby Knight, who served 4 years in the Army Mr. Knight adopted this handsome 3-year-old Labrador named Bert through our Superior Pets for Patriotic Vets program. And he's our 52nd veteran to adopt through this program. And we just like to congratulate him on a beautiful lab there from the shelter. Early voting is underway, as Commissioner Cupid mentioned, and there are flyers in the back with the schedule and the locations for early voting. May 18th through the 20th is the Marietta Greek Festival. Enjoy Greek music, merchandise, food, and more at the 28th Annual Marietta Greek Festival at Holy Transfiguration Greek Orthodox Church, 3431 Trickham Road. Admission is $5. Children under 12 are free. And for more information, you can visit MariettaGreekFestival.com. And if you've never been, you need to go. It is awesome. And then on May 19th, we're Police Precinct 1 Community Affairs Unit, along with Town Center Community Alliance and Cobb Fire and Natural Resources, will have a summer safety kickoff event and an afternoon of fun and education as they explore safe practices for summertime activities. The event will be Saturday, May 19th from 11 to 3 at Aviation Park, 2659 Barrett Lakes Boulevard. And Officer Farr is kind of responsible for putting this together. He's our community engagement officer at Precinct 1, and he's been working with Town Center, CID, and Alliance to put this together, and we're all coming together to enjoy summer safety for adults and children. And also on May 19th is our next Forever Fest at the Cobb County Animal Shelter, and it's from 10 to 4. There'll be discount rates for adoptions and vendors, so come out and adopt your new best friend. On May 26th, the East Cobb Senior Center will have a community fair from 1 to 2 p.m. There'll be free health screenings and activities for the kids and a Corvette show. The center is located at 3332 Sandy Plains Road, and so come out and enjoy the fun. And then last but not least, I'd like to give you a sneak preview of District 3's newest park. This is on Ebenezer Road, and we are scheduling a preview day for neighbors and residents to come out and enjoy the beautiful 18 acres here, just to kind of see what we've been purchasing with our park bond money. So it will be the end of June, but details will be in my newsletter and in the upcoming weeks as soon as everything is final. So I'm glad Norm Fagg is here to see this. Thank you. That's all I have.
We could use,
and happy Mother's Day to all.
we could use this for the Dragon Boat rehearsals.
No fishing, no swimming or boating in this lake, but you can fish.
We weren't boating.
We were doing,
You can fish.
we were doing neither of those.
I'm not sure what we were doing.
Commissioner Ott.
First thing I have is last week I was able to participate in a drug symposium hosted by Congresswoman Karen Handel. We had a lot of really good speakers, and it's really the first step in the county's effort towards trying to attack the opioid crisis we have. And along the same lines, I want to make a public shout out to Marietta Schools Superintendent Grant Rivera. They have agreed to donate a bus to the county, which will allow us to create what's referred to as a HOPE trailer, but it's going to be our HOPE bus. Then that's a heroin overdose prevention effort. It's going to be a training tool for adults. It'll have the kind of a mock-up of a teenager's bedroom, bathroom, and closet with some signs for parents to look for to see if their children are abusing drugs. The next effort that we're working on, and this was I'm going to give you some astonishing numbers. You know, everybody sees all the litter around. In 2016, staff just on Saturdays picked up 43,980 pounds of litter. In 2017, that went up to 48,630. But what's alarming is this year, just through April 21st, so only a third of the year, they've already picked up 36,900 pounds. That's working out to be 110,700 pounds for this year. So that comes out to about 9,200 pounds a month. So, you know, I challenge everyone to, you know, we've just got to kind of really work on this. That doesn't even include the bags that Keep Cobb Beautiful picks up. In 2017, they did 708. So far in 2018, they've already done 872. So, you know, I think it's an effort that, and you'll see, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff we pick up on the roads. 9 televisions, 6 mattresses, 74 tires, 19 automobile parts, 4 couches, and 15 other pieces of furniture. The cost to do this is $420,000 in labor and $35,000 for landfills. So I think it's something that as a community, we really need to kind of start working on. Have a positive thing to announce here, and Brad's going to put up on the screen. Cobb County Fleet Management improved their fleet ranking going from a number 19 to number 3. So you can see here, Governing Magazine, the 100 best fleets, Cobb County was number 3 for 2018. So big shout out to Cobb County. And finally, and she's going to kill me, but Rob would never do this because she works for him. But I want to welcome Renee Morris to the 3rd floor, coming over from Community Development. Rob needed her help, and so now with Judy Humphrey's retirement, Renee, welcome.
And the only thing I have to say is that, Monica, I didn't hear that word exasperate when you're talking about your children. Did I miss that somewhere? I'm having raised 3 myself. But anyway, congratulations. A couple weeks, it's the big day. So with that, we're adjourned.
This one ain't worth getting dressed up.